Picture a world that bombards you with messages. You need others to validate your dreams, to approve your choices, to hold your hand through every challenge. Society whispers that you're incomplete without constant connection, that solitude equals loneliness, that walking alone means you've somehow failed. But what if I told you the greatest warriors, not just on ancient battlefields but in the arena of life, unlocked their true power only when they learned to stand alone? Welcome to Wisdom Waves Aura, where we dive into timeless truths to transform your modern life. Today, we're exploring 7 powerful principles to embrace the path of the Stoic warrior, a path that leads to unshakable freedom, inner strength, and a life lived on your terms. If this resonates, smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to Wisdom Waves Aura for more wisdom that cuts through the noise. Let's dive in. Imagine Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, ruling the vast Roman Empire, surrounded by thousands, yet retreating to his private journal to write, "Very little is needed to make a happy life, it is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." This was a man who wielded immense power, yet he understood that real strength comes from within, from facing yourself without distraction, without the clamor of others' opinions drowning out your inner voice. Think about your own life. Your greatest breakthroughs, those moments when you felt truly alive, didn't they happen when you stopped waiting for permission? When you faced your fears alone, chose courage over comfort, and decided your vision mattered more than their approval. The Stoic warrior doesn't walk alone because they reject others. They walk alone because they know true connection with the world starts with a deep connection to themselves. This journey isn't about becoming cold or detached. It's about becoming so grounded in your values, so clear about your purpose, that you give from a place of abundance rather than need. When you master the art of walking alone, you don't become lonely, you become free. Free from the exhausting chase for validation, free from the prison of others' expectations, free to love and serve as your authentic self. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we're about breaking those chains, and today, we're diving into 7 principles that will transform how you see solitude, tackle challenges, and build unbreakable inner strength. Don't skip any part of this, each principle builds on the last, and you'll need all 7 to walk the Stoic warrior's path. Drop this affirmation in the comments: I walk alone, I rise alone, I win alone. First, embrace sacred solitude. Most people fear being alone because they've never learned to enjoy their own company. They fill every quiet moment with noise, scrolling, calling, consuming, anything to avoid facing themselves. But in that discomfort lies your greatest treasure. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, turned forced exile into a crucible for wisdom, writing that every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. His solitude wasn't emptiness, it was fertile ground where insight grew. When you're truly alone, the noise of others' opinions fades. The pressure to perform, to please, to pretend, it dissolves. What's left is the raw truth of who you are beneath the masks. For most, that's terrifying because their identity is built on external validation. But for the Stoic warrior, it's liberation. When was the last time you sat in silence with yourself for more than 10 minutes? No phone, no music, just you and your thoughts. If that sounds unbearable, you're not alone. Most people fear their own mind, but your mind is your greatest tool. It needs maintenance, attention, training. Sacred solitude is where you forge your moral compass, where you discover what you truly believe, what you value, what you're made of. The Stoic warrior guards this solitude like a marathon runner guards their training time. It's where clarity and strength are born, where everything else, relationships, work, impact, flows from. Start small, 5 minutes of intentional solitude each morning, no agenda, just observing your thoughts without judgment. Extend it, take solo walks, eat in silence, travel alone. You'll find solitude isn't empty, it's brimming with possibility, where ideas spark, courage grows, and you remember who you were before the world told you who to be. Drop this in the comments: solitude is my sacred space. Second, others' opinions are none of your business. Most people live as prisoners to judgments that aren't even theirs. They choose paths based on what parents might think, what friends might say, what strangers on social media might judge. The Stoic warrior breaks these chains. Epictetus, who rose from slavery to become a legendary teacher, said we suffer not from events but from our judgments about them. When someone criticizes you, they're revealing their own perspective, not your worth. That person judging your choices, they're likely wrestling with their own misery. That friend questioning your dreams, they've probably abandoned theirs. Their opinions aren't about you, they're about their own fears, regrets, limitations. The Stoic warrior develops opinion immunity, not arrogance, but the wisdom to discern constructive feedback from background noise. Next time someone's disapproval stings, ask, is this person living the life I want? Are they speaking from love or fear? Most often, their opinion carries no weight because it comes from a place you don't aspire to. Seeking approval is a losing game, it's never enough. You could please 99 people, but that one critic will haunt you. The only opinion that matters is the one you hold when you look in the mirror. Practice this daily. When you're about to act based on others' thoughts, pause. Ask, what would I do if no one was watching? Then do that. Wear what you love, share bold ideas, pursue passions others might not get. Each authentic choice builds your freedom. Share this with WisdomWavesAura, my path, my truth, my choice. Third, self-reliance isn't selfishness, it's the foundation of true service. Society often confuses independence with isolation, but the person who stands alone can lift others up. You can't give what you don't have, and you can't lead where you haven't gone. Ralph Waldo Emerson, inspired by Stoic thought, wrote that nothing brings peace but the triumph of principles. Relying on others for emotional stability or basic needs makes you vulnerable, not because others are unreliable, but because it hands them your power. Think of the airplane rule, put on your oxygen mask first. If you collapse trying to save someone else, you're both lost. Self-reliance means emotional sovereignty, processing your feelings, solving your problems, maintaining your peace without needing rescue. It's not about never asking for help, it's asking from strength, not desperation. Self-reliant people build relationships from wholeness, not neediness. Practically, this means learning to cook, managing finances, building physical and mental resilience. Spiritually, it's about forging your own relationship with meaning, reading ancient texts, meditating on life's big questions. Take responsibility for your experience, no more blaming circumstances or waiting for permission. Identify one area where you lean too heavily on others, emotional support, decision-making, and take a small step toward independence. The goal isn't to need no one, it's to choose connection from strength. Drop this on WisdomWavesAura, I am my own foundation. Fourth, failure is your private university. While others dodge failure, the Stoic warrior courts it, studies it, learns from it. Thomas Edison didn't fail 1,000 times, he found 1,000 ways that didn't work. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's the raw material. But the real work of learning from failure happens alone. Publicly, people offer sympathy or criticism, but the deep work, dissecting what went wrong, happens in solitude. The Stoic warrior conducts a failure audit. What could I have controlled? What must I accept? What can I learn? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action, what stands in the way becomes the way." Obstacles are curriculum. Most avoid this because it's uncomfortable, admitting mistakes, facing weaknesses. But comfort is the enemy of growth. The more you embrace failure privately, the less you'll fail in ways that matter. After a setback, resist distraction. Sit with it, write it out, what factors were in your control? What assumptions failed? What strengths did this build? Every expert is just someone who's made more mistakes than beginners and learned from them. Share this on WisdomWavesAura, every failure is my lesson in becoming unstoppable. Fifth, build your inner fortress. Epictetus taught that no one can hurt you without your permission. Your inner citadel, your values, character, peace, remains yours to protect. Impressions like criticism or loss are outside your control, but your judgments about them are within your fortress walls. Most people have no fortress, exposed to every opinion, every setback. The Stoic warrior's fortress has layers, perspective, seeing challenges in the context of life's vastness, principles, values guiding decisions, and an unshakable identity, knowing you're not your circumstances but the consciousness experiencing them. Strengthen it daily, choose responses over reactions, act on values despite pressure, find peace in chaos. The stronger your fortress, the more generously you can give to others. Identify one area where you're too tied to external outcomes, your mood, your worth, and practice maintaining peace regardless. Drop this, my fortress stands strong. 6th, have the courage to disappoint others. Living authentically means some will disagree with your choices. Aristotle noted that to avoid criticism, you must say nothing, do nothing, be nothing. The Stoic warrior rejects that. Pleasing everyone betrays your true self. People respect clear boundaries more than endless accommodation. Strategic disappointment means choosing where to invest your energy, saying no when it aligns with your values. It's not cruelty, it's clarity, communicated kindly. Practice small acts of courage, decline invitations that don't serve you, refuse gossip, uphold standards others might not understand. Those who love you want your authenticity, even if it disappoints them. Share on WisdomWavesAura, I choose my truth over others' expectations. Finally, victory is self-mastery. The ultimate conquest isn't over others but over your own mind, emotions, impulses. Lao Tzu said, "He who conquers others is strong, he who conquers himself is mighty." Self-mastery isn't suppressing emotions but directing them consciously. Every day offers chances to choose responses over reactions, patience over rage, wisdom over impulse. These small victories build your ruling faculty, your capacity for conscious choice. Master your desires, distinguishing healthy ambition from desperate need. All 7 principles, solitude, independence, self-reliance, learning from failure, inner fortress, courage, mastery, culminate here. Notice one automatic reaction in your life and practice choosing your response. Drop this on WisdomWavesAura, I am the master of my mind, emotions, and destiny. The path of the Stoic warrior isn't easy, but it's the only path to true freedom. In a world pushing dependence, you've chosen independence. Where conformity reigns, you've embraced authenticity. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that happiness lies within your way of thinking. You now have 7 principles to think like a warrior, act like a philosopher, and live with unshakable strength. Walking alone isn't loneliness, it's freedom. Rising alone isn't selfishness, it's strength to serve. Winning alone isn't isolation, it's a victory rooted in character, untouchable by external forces. The world needs more Stoic warriors, people who stand in their truth, love without attachment, serve without expectation. If this hit home, like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to WisdomWavesAura for more ancient wisdom for modern lives. Drop your favorite principle in the comments and this final affirmation, I walk the path of the Stoic warrior, alone, strong, and free.